Hey everyone, Ryan here, M&R Productions, and in this video, I've got something pretty cool. It's a custom LEGO Star Wars diorama set by JB Spielwaren. It's also available from Brickshell Cases in the US, so they sponsored this video, sent it to me for free. They also sent me some other cool little minifig things, like a gold C-3PO, a Star Killer, and a Homer Simpsons Star Wars mashup thing, so we'll take a look at those too. But this diorama is what I'm really excited to dig into today. It's the first in a series of 6 unique dioramas based on Episode 3 for the fall of the Chosen One. And what I think is partially very cool is that the boxes will actually combine. It'll say fall of the Chosen One and you'll get all of the minifigs there, and they've actually already released a picture of that. We've only seen one more of the 6 dioramas. We haven't seen all 6 of them yet, but it is really cool to see all of those side-by-side boxes, like if you put them on the shelf behind you or something. So really a unique collectible too, I think, for a custom LEGO Star Wars set. But anyway, moving on to the box art, it's got number 1 on the top. It shows the diorama in front of Coruscant. It's got the twice the pride, double the fall quote, and you've got 3 custom minifigs included, which is pretty cool. It definitely feels like it's missing an Obi-Wan though. Now the piece count, we don't know. It's not on the box. It's not on their websites, so we'll count them in a minute, I guess. But the price, I do know, it's $130 US on Brickshell Cases for North American buyers, and it's 100 euros if you're over in Europe from JB Spielwaren. So I'll have both those links down in the description below. Anyway, the side of the box has JB Spielwaren's logo on both sides. The bottom of the box, kind of the same thing. And then the back of the box shows a slightly different angle of the diorama. And it's also got a little bit to read that says, this MOC series consists of 6 incredibly great models, which were created 100% from original LEGO bricks. Collect all 6 models from our Fall of the Chosen One series and complete the great cardboard back motif. So that's pretty cool. Love the little excerpt on the back. It also has the designer's name and his, I guess, Instagram handle on the back, although it doesn't specify that exactly. So yeah, also a little choking hazard, of course. I think it's time to unbox and see what this is all about. Opening this up, you've got the instruction manual, which looks actually way sharper than the box print. The instruction manual might be nicer in the box. So instructions, pretty much the same like stuff that the box had. And then let's see, looks like inside, again, a lot of the same text that we've already seen. And should be normal, like Lego-like instructions. So nothing crazy going, oh, to collect them all at the end. That's cool. I like that. Let's see, just at a glance, I don't think it said anywhere whether or not it was all new parts, but everything looks brand new to me. And then we've also got a big plate at the bottom. So that's everything. We're going to count the pieces though, because I definitely want to know how many pieces there are. All right, I got 150. What do y'all got?
128.
150 plus 128, Austin?
132.
132. A total of about 410 pieces with some human error potentially. 410 pieces, $130. Price per piece, not good, but it's a custom set. Like, what do you expect? So this set includes 3 custom UV printed minifigs, and that's probably about where half of the price of the set comes from, to be honest. But starting with Count Dooku, you've got the official LEGO chrome lightsaber hilt, which is awesome to see. Great value there, in my opinion. But the torso is just pretty inaccurate compared to the movie, and I don't understand why they added in this red bit in the middle. I'm not quite seeing that in the movie. Outside of the torso, I think the figure is excellent though. You've got a great looking face, you've got the perfect hairpiece for Count Dooku, good leg design, and you do have a cape, although I don't think it's an official LEGO cape. I think it's a replica. It's good enough quality, but it's just not an official LEGO one. Next up, we've got Anakin, again with the chrome lightsaber hilt. Just amazing to see those included here. I know everyone wants LEGO to actually bring them back, but at least the custom sets are doing it. You've got a pretty nice face print where you've got the scar represented, and then the hairpiece I think is a pretty good fit for Anakin, but just from the few people I've talked about it with, definitely a split opinion there. The rest of the figure has some nice detail on the torso and legs, even a little bit of arm printing, although it all looks very dark on the dark brown for the print. And then finally, we have a very creepy looking Emperor Palpatine, in my opinion, and it's something that I think they need to figure out with these custom sets is the eye prints. There's just something off about them to me, especially with this Palpatine, a little bit the Anakin, not so much the Count Dooku, but yeah, the Palpatine here, the eyes look very weird. I don't know what it is, and it throws the whole figure off to me, because otherwise I think the design is really accurate from what we saw in Revenge of the Sith. You've got a really solid hairpiece, and you actually even have 2 face prints on this one. The other characters don't have 2 face prints, but he just has an odd looking face. So I do wish they could clean that up, make that look a little bit better. That'd probably be my biggest recommendation to them going forward with their next diorama sets, or even if they produce more of these to change that up and make it a little bit better. But 3 figures feels like a good number. Obviously 4 felt like the right number with Obi-Wan looming, but given how tight the diorama is, maybe 3 makes more sense as far as the spacing for the display of figures and obviously keeping the cost down because it's already expensive enough as it is for a custom set. You know, you throw in another fig, now we're talking $150 or something. Anyway, the minifigs included in the set just don't blow me out of the water, which is funny because some of the other figs that they sent me do. You've got this like really cool gold C-3PO with the silver leg chromed, you know, that's a really cool fig that they sell. And they've also got this Homer Simpson Star Wars minifig, which is just an amazingly fun minifig and obviously a well-timed custom with the return of the Simpsons for 2025. Like, those are some really fun, good characters. Don't forget Starkiller, I guess, there too. And then, I don't know, the ones in the set just don't do it for me like these other ones. Definitely something I hope to see done better in their future dioramas. But speaking of dioramas, let's take a look at the build. Off the bat, it's a really cool yet simple design, and I think if all 6 of their dioramas follow this same style, you're going to end up with a really cool display. I'm actually really excited to get all 6 myself because LEGO isn't doing any Revenge of the Sith dioramas this year, which is what they really should have done. But yeah, here we have, again, from the opening scene of Revenge of the Sith on board the Invisible Hand. It's kind of the area where they had Palpatine locked up. It's, again, a smaller diorama, so you're not going to get like the stairwell or a lot of the side area, but it's going to work very well for the 3 figures that we have. You got that UV printed tile front and center with the quote, "Twice the pride, double the fall," which of course fits very well for the scene it's representing. They've also got some of the silver grill pieces to add a bit of color to the border for the diorama. You can see it's not like the strongest build in the world because when I lay it flat, some things are going to fall down, but that's okay. It's not really like a playset like that. So looking at the underside, you can see very simple underside design, but I just wanted to show it to you. One of the more interesting things on this build to me are what look like these big red lights. They're definitely there in the background, but like in this build, it just looks like a tripod and then a big red light or space heater there. Just very interesting. Not something I realized was really there in the background of Revenge of the Sith, but certainly nice to have represented in this diorama build. More importantly, though, I'd say is the back wall, which is very tall. It's very nice. Gives a really good sense of scale to the diorama build. And this back wall has a nice glass panel, so obviously you'd be looking out to the Battle of Coruscant from inside of the ship. This is what the backside looks like. Not the prettiest, not the ugliest, I would say. Just a few like exposed connection points. Nothing crazy going on there, but you're not really going to be looking at the back. It's also not like the strongest design. It can come off kind of easily. Again, it's a display set for adults. It doesn't really matter that that happens. I also really love the angle that they were able to give it. You can see these Technic pieces were super useful to make this set look not so rigid. And before we get to the chair, I want to talk about the flooring design. It looks awesome. The tiling is great. You got the light gray, the dark gray, and it kind of has this nice circular design, and then it builds up to the chair. I absolutely love that. It doesn't do anything, obviously, but it looks great. Definitely nice to be able to place your figures there, so we can add Count Dooku, we can add Anakin to the other side, or of course, you can have them coming together in the middle to fight, kind of however you like there. But then we've got the chair for Emperor Palpatine, and it's a nice chair design. It's simple, but it's nice. It's just attached to a stud there, so it can swivel around 360 degrees, but it does not like have the greatest connections. You can kind of break it off a little bit easier. Maybe the best way to think about it is just, you know, you can display it how you want it, although I like keeping it straight. Anyway, we'll go ahead and drop Palpatine into his seat there, drop his hands down, and he looks really good there. I think it definitely fills out the scene well once you actually have the minifigs there for this diorama. Just absolutely beautiful. And once we've actually got the minifigs in there as well, it makes the lack of Obi-Wan feel a lot more sensical because he really wouldn't fit here, and it definitely feels like it's representing a different part of this scene to me than when Obi-Wan was actually in the battle. So it makes sense to me. It works without Obi-Wan. Would it have been nice? Certainly, but you know, looking at it this way, it definitely feels less necessary than maybe it did up front. This is a really cool Revenge of the Sith themed diorama for the 20th anniversary. It's something that I think has a lot of potential, especially with the boxes, the way they combine. Like if you make 6 banger diorama builds to go side by side, like it's going to be a killer thing to add onto your display for Revenge of the Sith. And I'm really excited to see where it goes. I do wish the minifigs were better, like especially the faces kind of kill it for me, especially on the Palpatine. Like if you have all 6 different scenes that they're going to be doing together, I think it's just going to look absolutely killer. So again, it's $130 US from brickshellcases.com. Definitely expensive, but you get a custom box, you get custom instructions, you get 3 custom figures, custom printed tile, and then it again seemed to me like all new parts for the build. So in the world of custom sets, is that about what you should expect to pay? Yes. Is it, you know, reasonable compared to a normal Lego set? No. So, you you know, it just depends on your frame of reference there. But 130 bucks, it feels expensive, but you know, when you're going to have a whole collection of them side by side, you gotta I guess expect what you're going to be investing in here with all 6 of them coming out this year. I think it's just going to look really cool. So I'll put links down in the description below. If you're in North America, get it from Brickshell Cases. If you're in Europe or you know, elsewhere in the world, I suppose, get it from JB Spielwaren. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section below. First custom set I've reviewed in a while, so kind of getting my feet wet again on these. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, and you can check out more custom Lego Star Wars set reviews on the end screen now.